Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Coming to you live from the outskirts of the internet. This is the Gaming Saloon for February 23rd, 2019. With your hosts, Peacemaker2448 and Rampant Epsilon.
Hi.
I can be very ranty about Anthem, but I don't want to be because it's the same rant I would have for Destiny 2 at this point.
I'm mixed on that then.
Because
I don't have an issue with base game Destiny 2. It's more the fact that the way they kind of regressed in their progression instead of going forward kind of deal. Because it's like,
Well, Anthem not starting off in a good place either. Because you want to guess how long the load times are in this game?
probably far too long.
Even with a day one patch, about a minute per loading screen. And there are several loading screens between you exiting your little base area for yourself and gameplay. And if you do quick play, as I have found out, because Admiral Baru had a random level 3 get dropped into his mat or into his lobby with him and another person as they were beating the final boss through quick play. A level 3 got dropped up against the final boss of the fucking game through quick play.
I feel like it should either have not done that, or if that's a potential that quick play can do, that feature should just be locked until you beat the game then.
Unfortunately, quick play has other issues as well, as of dropping you into a game that has already started and then immediately trying to transport you to teammates and giving you 30 seconds to catch up, and when you don't, guess what you get then?
A loading screen?
Yep, one of those minute-long loading screens after you just got out of a minute-long loading screen to get into that lobby to start with. There's a minute-long loading screen going into your inventory that you can only go into before you go out and play the game. No, you have to do it before you launch, and you can't change it. You're stuck with it until you go back. And it's a minute-long cutscene in between those 2 points. So much waiting, even on SSD drives. This is post day one patch 2, where they were trying to fix these issues.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't this the EA title?
Yes, this is the EA BioWare title. It's bad. It's super bad. Like, the gameplay is fine, but there are so many issues and bugs and problems. And I was listening to Game Informer's podcast, as I do when I'm doing up articles, because as I scroll through, I see their tweet about their podcast, and I'm like, oh, I'll listen to a segment on their podcast I'm interested in. And I listen to their Anthem one, and so, like, it's and this is the part that gets me ranty, and like, god damn it, is this belief that we have to give this game like fucking 6 months or something.
So
because
it's the exact same issue that Bungie had with the first Destiny, where it is really crappy coming out the gate, but it might finally pick up the pace kind of deal is what we're hoping for.
Yes. It's like, there's a fun game buried underneath here, but like, let's give it 6 months, because that's what these games as service games are. And I say, fuck you. Fuck you in the ass. Why?
I have a problem with that, though. Because, like Destiny, yeah, fine, sure. As time goes on, it should get better. And I'm talking about the first one, because the second one, like I said, kind of regressed. Started out strong and just kind of backpedaled hard. But, yeah, games like that should get better over time, but it shouldn't be one of those when the game comes out, you're like, well, let's give it 6 months and see if it gets better.
Yeah, because
of course it's going to get better. When you start at the bottom, you have nowhere to go but up.
Here's my whole thing. You are paying $60 for this game, assumingly, if not more for some special edition of the game. Why are you paying that much money for a game with only the promise of the game you want, like 6 months down the line, when you can spend that exact same money for a game that is what it should be right now? Why?
Because as long as there is games like No Man's Sky that manages to pull it out long after the fact, and honestly, Destiny and stuff like that, it's gonna keep happening.
Yeah, but like, we should not, like, it should be good now. It should be getting better over time, not it's bad now and it will be fine later.
Or at least it should be meh now.
Yeah.
Because at least if it's meh, there's a promise of it getting better. Like with No Man's Sky, it was trash when it came out. So of course by the time it got to being good, everyone just ditched it because it was old news at that point.
Yeah. Because
it doesn't need to be like that, because then that does cripple the game.
Yeah, you want to know what a live service game that is good and was good off the bat and got better over time is? Fucking Monster Hunter World. That's essentially the same model as these other games as service games, but it was good to start with. It had all the content you would want for a $60 game. And oh look, it got more content and got better. And oh look, there's an expansion coming this year that I think you pay $20 for. And it's more content. But between then and there was, you didn't have to pay for anything. It was all free updates. And it was a really good game. Like, why are we cutting slack? I hate it. I hate it so much. Why are we cutting Anthem slack? Why are we cutting Destiny slack? Why are we cutting all these games and service games that are being shit at the start slack for being garbage?
Yeah.
I'm tired of cutting them slack. Because like Game Informer was talking about.
I mean, you can't even say that that's what all the major ones do, because honestly speaking, let's look at World of Warcraft. It hit big from the start and just stayed big.
Yeah.
Granted, that's not my cup of tea, but from a gaming standpoint, I can look at it and be like, yeah, everyone loved it from the start. Each new expansion keeps bringing everyone back and they love it even more. It's like, that's what we should be seeing.
Yeah. I also love how we're pretending that these aren't MMOs when they are, in fact, MMOs, because they act like MMOs. They're MMOs. Like, let's all stop pretending that we've invented a new genre here. They're fucking MMOs.
At their core, regardless of whatever you want to call them now, yeah.
Yeah, they're MMOs. That's what they are. They're acting like MMOs. Why are we not judging them like MMOs? And if you say it's because you don't have to pay a subscription for them, you're wrong. There are MMOs you buy out of the box and you're good for the rest of like the lifetime of the game. There are MMOs just like that.
Well, and you kind of have to even argue with that, especially when it comes out on a console. Because currently, right now, all three consoles do have a subscription. You have to kind of pay for X console's online service in order to do it.
Yep. So you still got a subscription. It's just the online service. It just doesn't exist on PC.
Which is funny.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm just so frustrated with it because Game Informer was talking about it, like how tricky it's going to be to review it because the game they were reviewing from because the podcast came out before the day, or they were talking on the podcast and they recorded it before the day one patch for Anthem, which they were looking at the mile-long change list in patch notes for the day one patch and just going, I don't know if our review counts anymore when this day one patch comes out, so we're gonna have to redo it from scratch, I guess. Or change it, or
that's a whole problem on its own.
Yeah.
When you can't even do a pre-release review and expect for those statements you might have about the game to actually still be valid post the day one patch, that's a problem.
And bear in mind, they're playing on the same version that a lot of people were playing on, because that was the EA Early Access version that you could buy into from some edition of the game, that you get the game a week early.
So then in that point, why was it a day one patch when it should have been a technical pre-release patch?
Because the game technically didn't officially come out until Thursday.
But you still couldn't issue a patch for the EA Access people that bought into it?
Apparently not.
Then that's a crappy system that they've got set up there.
Bear in mind, this is the third time in a row they've done this EA Early Access shit, and it's been a horrible experience for everyone involved. One of the people on the Game Informer podcast was just no, never again. Never doing this again. Fuck EA Early Access. This shit's garbage.
Well, I'm sorry. What's the point in it if what you're going to play before it releases is not what's going to be there when it is released?
Yeah.
At that point, it ought to just be a closed beta. Because, that's essentially what it boils down to.
Pretty much. Yeah, I was so fed up and frustrated because I was looking at Anthem reviews and I'm just I just wanted just say to Game Informers review it as it is. It doesn't that 90-day roadmap that's came out either today or yesterday or whatever. I saw it on Twitter when I was looking for articles and stuff. That doesn't matter. Because that's just a promise and a maybe and a nebulous, whatever. What is it right now? What is someone who's going to use their $60 to go buy Anthem right now? What is it right now when this review comes out? Regardless of promises, maybes, and could-bes. Is it a good game now? If it is not, do not use your $60 to buy this. That is the short and long of it.
Yeah,
that it should be right now.
It's one of those, is it a steaming pile of crap or not?
Fuck the maybes, fuck the ifs, fuck the could-bes and would-bes. What is it right now that is on that disc, or you have to download to fucking play it right now? That's what it is right now. That's what you're reviewing, is the box, not what might be coming to you from UPS a month from now.
Or
that's what the customer's buying.
Or let's be honest. What is your $60 actually going to get you? Because it is EA. Yeah. Any DLC that could possibly fix the game is probably going to be paid. Let's be honest. And yeah.
So yeah, there's my rant on Anthem. There's my 2 cents on Anthem on an outsider's perspective of I haven't played the game. I don't know what the quality of the game is, but the things surrounding the game and the genre it's in, I'm so fed up and frustrated with it. I'm done. No. Tired of cutting you slack. Fuck off. We are not doing this song and dance again. Either get your shit
slack. I mean, in 6 months it'll be a good game.
Fucking release your goddamn game in a goddamn playable state that is good first. Then worry about your fucking DLC 10-year fucking game plan, which, by the way, apparently Anthem's got a 10-year game plan too.
Oh, good. So another long-term game plan that'll probably get shot before it gets halfway through.
To be fair, that very likely has a chance because EA has a bad habit of closing down studios that underperform for them by their ridiculous standards. And oh look, guess who probably is on the chopping block next?
Well, I'm just saying because, you know, we kind of already saw how Bungie and Destiny went.
Yeah. So, do not be surprised if we say bye-bye to BioWare in like 2 years because of this, when Anthem just doesn't meet whatever stupid bullshit expectations EA is putting on it, because they might have pushed BioWare to get it out the fucking door now, because it really should not be out the door right now. It's not. It's nowhere near where it should be. Not on a technical level, not really on a content level. Like in a pure gameplay stance, it's fine. But everything else surrounding that 30-second gameplay loop just doesn't work. And it brings down every bit of the experience every fucking time.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. I have a funny feeling you're probably right on that.
Yeah.
It's going to be one of those that we'll probably be saying bye-bye.
Yeah, which means goodbye to BioWare, or goodbye to Mass Effect, goodbye to Dragon Age, goodbye to SWTOR. God damn it.
Which, I mean, I have to feel like they might still be on somewhat rocky terms because of Mass Effect. Because Andromeda, I don't think went as well as they thought either.
No, it had DLC canceled for it.
So it's one of those, I feel like they're already on the chopping block, and Anthem might just be the nail in the coffin.
Yep, thanks EA for being a bunch of shitheads. So, Anthem rant aside, tell me, what have you been playing these last couple weeks?
Not really much outside of what we've streamed, now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
I mean, Tetris 99, but that's about the only thing that I think I can say.
I upped my simultaneous opponents targeting you to 10. I somehow survived 5 minutes in like the upper top portion of the play field for far longer than I should have.
How
I survived.
in the world did
I
you pull
don't
that off?
know. I cleared and got back to the bottom, but I did not survive for much longer after that because somebody probably got pissed at me for sending a whole bunch of garbage back at him.
Probably.
Because I cleared like a goddamn madman. Just to be like, no, I refuse to die. But outside of that, I haven't cracked where I was before. I'm still like gotten 13th. I can get consistently in the 20s as long as I'm not playing against stupidly good people that just drop shit on my head like 5 minutes into the game mode, because they apparently figured out how to do all clears really good, according to somebody in John's stream. I forgot who. Essentially, when you completely clear your board, apparently that sends a lot of garbage out, and some people have gotten really good at doing that early. Which is where your mile-long fucking garbage meters come from 5 minutes into the game. Which is just a, god damn it, why? Stop it.
Please quit.
That's my one
kind of deals.
Yeah. Yeah, just my problem is like I'll get caught off and I won't be able to clear fast enough to get to my garbage, and I'll just get garbage to hell. That's been my issue. Otherwise, I can get to the 20s consistently, so that's something, I guess. I'm like for probably like 190, probably 200 matches. I've probably done about 200 matches at this point.
I don't think I've done that many.
I know it was in 3 digits. Last I looked. I can check. But only besides that, I haven't really done much except keep up with all the bubble game stuff I've been doing. Which those aren't super spectacular. I need to sit down and get into my backlog stuff. I'll probably do that this week. Let's see. 0 for 155.
Golly.
John's like 2 for like 30, I think, at this point. Because he's played far less, but he's managed to eke out 2 wins. But he's probably a far better Tetris player than I will ever be.
By the way, in comparison, I am 0 for 10. I haven't played it that much. Mainly because it's one of those, I'll hop in, I'll play a couple of games, and then I'll be like, okay, I'm done.
I'm like that too, but like, some I go longer on because I managed to crack the 20s. Other times it's right at the 80s or right at the 50s. Those are the 3 spots I die at.
I think I usually can get close to like 50. So I think I pretty much consistently get halfway, and then that's from there hit and miss. Like, I'm wanting to say I've had one that I got knocked out super early, but other than that, it's pretty much that. It's just one of those cases of I do consistently good until I just screw up horribly.
I've got my battle pass complete for the season for Fortnite, and I got the, I guess, token to get the next one for free. So I'm going in with like a 450 V-Bucks into the next one. Since I had spent a little bit to get like 10 tiers for like 600 from like the free V-Bucks I get, because as I was explaining this to my mom, because I was explaining it to her, like kind of how the battle pass works and how I play Fortnite, I guess. So she had a contrast from between how I play and how my nephew plays. Of just like, I got the battle, like apparently he spent a lot of money on Fortnite, where I've only spent like $10, and I've gotten far more than that $10 worth out of the game at this point. Like, I've literally only paid for that first battle pass I bought, and since then I've not put another dime into Fortnite. And I've gotten 2 battle passes worth of content out of the game, plus several like extra bits from challenges that have cropped up here and there. So honestly, if you are interested in Fortnite, and even if you like don't play regularly, you play on a semi-regular basis, the battle pass is worth it. And even if you don't complete it, you can get enough to get the next battle pass like fairly early into it. I think like the 40s you'll get it. Like, you'll get enough money to pay for the next battle pass. And honestly, it's not that hard, because like, if you're like me and build up like 3 weeks worth of challenges, 2 hours of just doing challenges and just being like, I don't care about winning. Like, I'll help out if I have to play with teammates, but like, I don't care about winning that much, so it's not a big deal. You can knock out like 3 weeks worth of challenges, depending on what they are, in like 2-3 hours or so. And that is 150. I believe, it's about, I don't know, I don't think it's 50 per one, but like, that's like several, like multiple teens of tiers, like that in 3 hours. Because it's 10 stars per tier, and you get like about maybe 3 to 5 tiers per week, approximately, if not more than that. Because if you complete all the challenges, you can get a free battle star, which is a free tier. So that's like 4 to 6 tiers per week of challenges. And it's like, and bear in mind, you're getting EXP boost, you're getting EXP for some of these challenges. Like, and EXP gives you gives you stars as well. And like every 5 levels gives you 5, every 10 gives you 10. Everything in between, I think, is either 1 or 2. I think it's 2 after a certain point. So like, you just rack up tiers, like you just blow through so many of them after a while. So yeah, that just not having the battle pass and then seeing the battle pass, I'm like, yeah, I see the value of this battle pass now, and I see how easy it is to just never have to pay for this game ever again, unless I want a very specific skin out of the store. Because I feel like that's the only reason you would put more money into the game if you've bought a battle pass. It's just buy a skin in the store. Or like a dance or like whatever. Because like the battle pass is self-sustaining with enough work. So
yeah, I've noticed that too.
My mom's even just like, it's like, she brought up a point. It's like, I wonder how many people have bought that first battle pass and never had to pay for it ever again.
Honestly, probably not as many as you would think. I would have a feeling.
I would love to see the numbers for that, because I'm curious about that stuff. I'm like, Epic Games, how many people how many people have bought a battle pass but never bought a pass afterwards because they've used their free V-Bucks to go in? Like, I have to assume they can track that.
Maybe.
Like that, it's probably tricky to track. Like the specific V-Bucks amounts and being like, all right, you didn't put money into it, but you did use V-Bucks to buy the battle pass again. Like that sounds like a lot, like a bit of work on the back end to track that. But I'm like, I'm really curious because of how self-sustaining this system is. Of like, does Epic know how many people like are keeping this loop in check?
I would have to think they would know a little bit about it, though.
I've played the Ruby deck building game that debuted this past week.
I've played that too.
What do you think of it?
I like it. It's a little bit complicated to kind of get under control to begin with, but after that, it's like, yeah, I like it. Sometimes the AI is a little too aggressive, I feel.
The AI is a little overtuned. It needs to be toned back a little, because like I've had games where the AI goes back to back on picking up the boss cards.
Yeah, same.
It is like, I will have the third place AI, because I'll be in second, rob me of the win because they'll pick up the boss card out from under me. The AI is a dick in this game, and I hate it sometimes.
Or what I love is I'll have a decent setup, and at the moment that I can go ahead and start getting some of the boss cards, that's when the AI just bombards everything, and it's like, holy crap, back up for a second here, what was that?
Yeah, I think I've had like 3 attacks at the same time, and one of those was a boss card that I was having to deal with at first, along with 2 attacks from the opponents. It's just like, I think I'm 1 quick play match away from getting the set challenge thing. Whatever that is, I don't know what that is. I've been slowly working towards it, because apparently if you beat a quick play match, you have like a certain amount of time before you can like play another one for it to count to the challenge. Because I think I got one today, and it was a 6-hour like downtime before I could play another one. I think to get because I'm on the last one to get the set. I think. I'm not sure. But for those like who are looking at getting this game, I highly advise that whoever you like of your two options, pay attention to what their specific cards are and play around those. Like Weiss, she's all about picking up actions and equipments. So always go for cards that are either actions or equipments or benefit actions and equipments or benefit from bows. Like always go for that if you can. And like supplement is necessary, but like focus on those cards because those like her deck is designed to do that. And I say deck even though that's like the her only cards. I want to say it's Pyrrha's is all about defense cards. Like the more defense cards you have, like the better some of her cards are going to be.
I think you're right on that.
Yeah. I don't remember everyone else's. I think I've played everyone's deck at least once. Yang's is about turning Valors into wounds and then back into Valors to get draws. So like taking the hit in stars, but then immediately recouping that into like useful materials. Actually, you know what it is? It's you pick up wound cards, and then she has a card that upgrades a wound into a Valor, and then there are cards that can destroy Valors in order to get draws or power. So then you have your cycle of resources in order to get draws or get power. So that's what Yang's deck's all about. I believe Blake's is all about picking up enemy cards and utilizing them because all of hers benefit enemies or benefit from having a bunch of enemy cards. I don't remember what Ruby's are. I think all of hers is just draw.
I think you're right.
John's might be heroes? I don't remember Nora's or Ren's. Those I think I've only played like once a piece. I don't remember. I know remember not liking one of them because I'm like, this is a little too specific. But yeah, also some cards are stupidly broken in there. Like the wealth card that gives you 2 gain off the board for nothing just by playing the card. That is stupidly good. Also, John has a card that is just you gain 1 off the board for free. I think that's insane that he has that just in his pocket of just like, oh, I'm just going to take a card. And like with good draw, yeah, you can like, you can get whatever you want off a board if you want. So yeah. I think I played like against people once, and I think I won. I don't remember. It was like a random game I did once.
I haven't played against people yet.
It was a lot longer than an AI game.
No doubt.
Because people take their sweet ass time for their turns because they're actually thinking out their turns, and I'm just like, oh god, this is like playing some chess or shit. Of just like you were just sitting there thinking about your move, doing math as you've gotten all your cards on the board of like, all right, I've got 10. How do I best optimally spend my 10? Between like upgrades and like board stuff, like because there's some cards that would benefit from getting them in a certain order. Like there's an airship card that if you buy first, the next thing you pick up off the board, it goes to the top of your deck. So you gotta be lookout for that. So you can, if you want to pick up that and pick up another card to get on top of your deck. Also, like depending on your draw stuff, if you know what's coming as your next card, maybe you draw, and if it's a defense card, you put it back on top of your deck. That way you know you've got a defense card for your next turn. There's a lot to think about in your turn. Even when you're not played a card yet. Which is why I like it, because it's just like, you've got options, and you really have to figure out your options in order to play optimally. that is all I have. Anything else?
No.
All right, let's go to articles and let's spend an hour and a half on the Direct because, yeah, we had a Nintendo Direct.
Yay.
So I'm just going to go down the list here. This is not the order they were announced, but it's a list and it's an easy to reference list, and it should have everything in it. Cross my finger. If there's something there that I can remember, I'll make a note of it. I need to start just doing my own notes for the directs to make sure I got everything listed, in case one of these recaps is missing something. But I do remember that this did kick off the direct, and that was Super Mario Maker 2 is coming to the Switch in June. And from the trailer we saw, a bunch of new pieces and enemies are going to be on the table for your level making, like ramps and stuff.
Which I'm so on board.
Ramps, switches, maneuvering the airships up and down. I think even they're adding in the Super Mario 3D World aesthetic to like your repertoire of aesthetics.
Yeah.
So you're also getting, I believe, the cat outfit in the game as a power-up. We do see Luigi in the Mario costume, in the Mario Maker costume, and even Toadette in, I believe, the Blue Toad, in a piece of artwork which suggests multiple different playable characters. Which that's not confirmed, but that's an option on the table potentially. So a lot of things being coming for Mario Maker 2, which is really nice. On the other end of the direct, though, the bookend it, we had the reveal of a remake of Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening for the Switch, with a very nice opening and then a aesthetic that I think has left a lot of people divided.
I don't care for the aesthetic.
I kind of like it when... Yeah.
That kind of is what killed it for me.
I kind of like it.
I was thinking, that'll be cool. And then I saw it and I'm like, never mind.
Yeah. I kind of like it because I liked as someone pointed out, the kind of toy aesthetic to it. I kind of like it for that, if that's what they're going for, but otherwise it's like, this is fine.
I still think the A Link Between Worlds one would have been far better.
Yeah. Although it is funny to see proper looking Mario characters in this fucking game. I know that Link's Awakening, for whatever reason, has a bunch of Mario enemies and stuff in it. I think even Wart's a boss, if I remember right. Is Wart a boss in this one? Or is that the Oracle's games?
Don't remember right offhand.
Wart is a boss in either this one or the Oracle's games, which means we will get to fight a 3D Wart in this game or the Oracle's games, because I think this and the Oracle's share a lot of assets. So if this is successful, they most likely might do the Oracle's games as well, since same aesthetic and stuff. But yeah, seeing just this one image of like Goombas that looked straight out of a recent Mario game. It's just hilarious to see. But otherwise, it looks fine. It could look a little better aesthetic wise, but like it's fine. I don't hate it. To not my surprise, but especially since this was confirmed to be one of the headline things of the Direct, more information on Fire Emblem Three Houses, and by more I mean like hard definitive information of what we can expect for Three Houses. And we got a lengthy video kind of discussing it. And the breakdown of it, just to kind of break it down into like the smaller, like the more manageable sizes. Once more, create a character. You are essentially a teacher at an academy for soldiers between these 3 kingdoms that they send kids to learn. So you have your class that you will essentially pick one of the 3 classes that represent the nations, and you'll essentially teach that class, upgrade units through there. You have a lot of options in changing leveling up your units and changing their classes and stuff. And there's a lot of progression avenues there. So it's a lot more focused on managing your squad than I think any other Fire Emblem game has really done so far. There's a bit more. They didn't talk about the backup units you have per unit, like the backup squad that helps them out or helps out your individual units that much. No real show off of the weapon triangle, so we don't know if the weapon triangle is still in the game. But we do know weapons do have uses in the game. This game, so that is there for this. But otherwise, I dug what I saw as a Fire Emblem fan. I am excited for this. How do you feel as a non-Fire Emblem fan?
I don't know. I'm kind of... at one point of me, I'm like, I kind of hope this does good, but at the other point of me, it's like, I don't know. I'm kind of indifferent on it.
Yeah, this is what I come to expect from Fire Emblem now, because since Awakening was so popular, they're looking at Awakening as the template of this is what people want in a Fire Emblem because this is what made money, literally. So we're using this as a template going forward and trying to work within the box that they've done, which kind of sucks, but it still is giving us good stuff. So okay. I just hope there isn't 5 million pieces of content like Awakening and Fates had, because they have 5 million pieces of content that I think add up to just about the same price as the game. Almost. And bear in mind, those were 3DS titles, so they're $30-$40. And there's $30-$40 worth of DLC content of just maps and extra story shit. And it's just this is too much. Way too much. Granted, I've also had the dumb idea of, okay, so we gotta create a character. Can I create Ruby and have her just be the teacher? Because I'm just looking at this, I'm like, this has a lot of Beacon vibes, because I've just been in a Ruby mood. I kind of want to just create one of the characters to Ruby. Granted, I wouldn't be surprised if the canonical playable character from this will be the male one instead of the female one, because it seems like they might go back and forth on this.
Well,
maybe.
If that's the case, then make Crow.
Yes! Damn it, why didn't I think yes? Yes, just be a drunken bastard all the time. That way yes, because then I can blame all my bad luck on the fact that I'm playing Crow. Hell yes. Perfect. Damn it. Play a young, not quite alcoholic Crow. That sounds really good. Also, it's coming out in July. We don't have a date for Link's Awakening. We had a tease for version 3 for the version 3.0 update for Smash Brothers. There's a thing coming in the menus, but we can't really tell what it is. They've actually blurred it properly. And by the end of April, Joker will be available to play.
AKA when 2.0 or 3.0 comes out.
Pretty much. Which, considering there is a Persona 5R stream next month, late-ish next month, I believe it's the 20-something. Guess when either the final release date for Joker's or the confirmed release date for Joker and 3.0 is coming out, or Joker itself coming out? Yeah, it's gonna be that date. Stay tuned for that. Also, just as something, we gotta look at least the backside of the model for Joker. So I guess it confirms hey, he's wielding the knife. And data mining suggests that mementos will be the stage. So we know potentially what the stage is, even though there apparently is a lot of junk data in the data mine. So maybe not so much, but they have removed references, so mementos might be it. Release dates for Amiibo also got confirmed. Snake and Simon are coming later this year, along with Pokemon Trainer, Squirtle, and Ivysaur. So, hey, there's almost the rest of the Amiibo we're missing, I believe.
I think you're right.
I think between that and the catalog leak we had a while back, like, yeah, everyone up to Joker is, like, on the table. So now we just go, all right, when are we getting the Joker Amiibo? Because I would like a Joker Amiibo. I would also be one of those people of like, you can make an Amiibo for like the rest of the cast, besides Catchy, because fuck his ass. Like, I take that, I buy that. We're getting Box Boy plus Box Girl, the 26th of April. A little puzzle platformer that looked kind of cute. From Platinum Games, while Bayonetta 3 is still in development, they're also coming out with a new game on Switch called Astral Chain, where you play as two characters at the same time and do a little, like, beat-em-up style combat. It looked neat. I liked it. Did you take a look at Astral Train?
I liked it too.
Astral Train. Astral Chain.
Yeah, I liked it too.
Yeah. Looks like you're playing as some cop of some sort. They didn't really go into it too much, but I dug what we saw.
Unfortunately, I think it's probably going to be a next year. Because of the littles we did see of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh well. There's still plenty this year.
Except
Tetris
for the
99
last one, so...
Yeah.
And
Tetris 99
the replacement one wasn't announced in this, so now I'm really confused.
Yeah, no Metroid Prime Trilogy, even though that was potentially a thing. Although, some guy on Twitter has said that there's supposed to be Pokemon news coming, which also apparently Pokemon has been deeply discounted by Walmart and stuff. Or like there have been $3 discounts on a bunch of Pokemon games for some reason. Like all the Pokemon games at the same time. Which is okay, I guess this is important because I think also Pokemon Day is coming up, so maybe our first look at Gen 8. And hopefully it's not just talk about a bunch of language options.
You know,
like Sun and Moon was.
You know what? That would make sense as to why we didn't have anything Pokemon related out of this one. But still, the Metroid stuff, it's like, that's a question mark there, because you know they have to know that people have seen about where there has been statements saying that the Prime Trilogy technically should have been announced by now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, yeah, why are we just ignoring the elephant in the room?
Maybe they're just keeping it in the pocket for now. Maybe they're just waiting for E3 to be that one. Just be like, hey, here's the Metroid Prime Trilogy. This is worth an E3 announcement.
Except not really, it's not.
Yeah, it's not, but like maybe they're just keeping it in the pocket to just be like, we want to see where Prime 4 is going, and then like we want to see the direction it's going just so we can get a good estimate, and then we'll announce this.
I mean, to be fair, if they were wanting to hold something in terms of an E3 announcement, truthfully, Fire Emblem or Mario Maker, either one of them being delayed enough, would probably be more worthy of that.
Yeah.
Like a Prime Trilogy, this would be the second release of it.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning that you're not going to get too many other new people getting it.
Yeah. It'll just be the best version of the trilogy because no motion controls.
Yes, thank God. Until you get to Prime 3, and then you're going to have to waggle the Joy-Con. Because I bet that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, I played the Let's Go demo I didn't really care for the throw mechanic. It didn't quite work on the curve throws. I wasn't sure what I was supposed to do on the curve throws and stuff.
I hopped into it for a little bit. And by a little bit, I mean a really little bit. And I kind of just got to the point where I was like, if this is Pokemon going forward, count me out.
Just nope.
Like, that is what that boiled down to.
Yep. But back to the Direct. Tetris 99 was announced and was released, and we talked about it already. Disney Zoom Zoom or Zoom Tum Tum. What? How little bean character things are getting their game in like later this year, whatever. It's like a budget Disney title. Assassin's Creed Remaster is coming to the Switch, which I thought that was the least liked Assassin's Creed to start with, so yay!
Yeah, I thought 3, well, outside of Black Flag, I thought 3 was kind of right there behind it.
Yeah. It's also coming with the PSP game Liberation. By the way, folks, that was a PSP game, in case you're wondering. I know, I remember what PSP games are. I actually found 3 PSP games when we were cleaning out the closet of just like, they were in a little UMD like case thing, and I'm like, oh, look here. It's like, oh, look, more PSP games. Okay, cool. I didn't know I had more floating around here. I found a World Series of Poker one. Let's see. Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice is also coming to the Switch in the spring. Yoshi's Crafted World's got a demo. I played it. I was fine with it. It's a Yoshi game. It's cute and adorable and easy, which that's all a Yoshi game I think needs to be. So, yay. Captain Toad's Treasure Tracker is actually getting paid DLC and 2-player co-op. Dragon Quest IX Definitive Edition is coming to the Switch with exclusive content that might not come to other versions from what I saw from an article. I didn't fully read into it, but that might be on the table. But I think this is once more one of those, hey, guys, guess who the next Smash fighter is? It's probably the Dragon Quest character. If it hasn't been signposted hard enough, I think this kind of cinched it for a lot of people. Final Fantasy IX is out on Switch now. Final Fantasy VII comes 26th of March. New Star Fox missions are coming to Starlink in April, where you get to fight the rest of Star Wolf. Also, it is classic Star Wolf, not Assault Star Wolf, unfortunately. No Panther.
Well, of course it's classic Star Wolf. It kind of has to be. We are really kind of pulling hard on Zero.
Yep. But also, Peppy and the rest of the crew are coming to the game as playable characters, so you get to play as the whole swath of the Star Fox crew, I believe, with this update.
So, essentially what this is the Ubisoft Star Fox game.
Pretty much. This is a backdoor attempt to make a Star Fox game, and it's the long game to try to get. That's the next game for them. Is, hey, can we do Star Fox? It's like Ubisoft just quietly being like, can we do Star Fox? We've got a proof of concept here that we are willing to release as a Toys to Life game. Can we just make a full Star Fox game and just throw all this out?
And you know what's horrible about it? The simple fact that with them including Star Fox into the Starlink game, it kind of has proven that, they could have done something far better than Adventures.
Yeah.
It's one of those, it's like, wow, this is bad that Ubisoft has managed to one-up Nintendo with their own property.
To be fair, they one-upped Rare, because Rare made Adventures.
Yeah, but Nintendo had to sign off on that.
Yeah,
and
they also made a Star Fox game.
I was going to say, if we also believe everything that was said about it, that also is the reason it became a Star Fox game.
I believe that's on Miyamoto's head. I believe is what the general statement on that one is. Is like Miyamoto was the one of like, make it a Star Fox game. It will sell better that way. And then it didn't.
Yeah. I wouldn't know why.
Because it was kind of not a good game.
No. It was a good game. It was a bad Star Fox game. That's the general consensus with it. It's like everyone doesn't have a problem with the game itself. No, they have a problem with the fact that it became a Star Fox game because that just doesn't fit.
Mm-hmm. It gave us Crystal, and I think that's the only thing people care about is Crystal.
Except for Zero managed to just wipe that.
I still say just have Crystal be a pilot for the Canarian Army that doesn't really like fit into the Cornerian Army like structure, and have General Pepper be like, I'm gonna recommend you to go join up with Star Fox, and just have her be the intro character into a pseudo soft reboot of Star Fox or a continuation of Zero. That way you have a character who's perfect for a tutorial level, because you could have like Peppy leading her through a tutorial and like piloting the R-Wing for the first time, and also kind of like soft pushing her into his slot in the squad because he's getting old and he wants to like not be out in the field anymore.
Also, like, how they should have started Assault.
Yeah. But not like super.
Just saying.
I'm just putting out there like, not like he's like old, but more like I'm getting up there, and like maybe I should step back and like be on the Great Fox, which I also think like that would be a great way to like later on down in the game, you get to control the Great Fox for like a hot minute in a level.
So like they could have done also an Assault when you were attacking the Asteroid homeworld.
Yep. Because like here's the thing, like all you need to do for a Star Fox game in terms of doing new stuff is just do new vehicles and new like add on to the rail shooter aspect of it by like maybe doing new vehicles or new ways to play as the same vehicles. Like that's all you gotta do. We're not reinventing the wheel here, folks. And you have this big giant carrier with big giant guns, and like slap some fucking Macross missile pods on it as well, so you have like a missile barrage option that you have on cooldown.
You know, I just actually thought of something though. When I mentioned about both of the ideas that you threw right there. Assault's not really the problem in that chain, now that I'm thinking about it. Like, what it did right, you could still utilize.
Yeah, it's like, the problem with Assault is that you're on foot too much. Like, that's the wrong direction you took the game. That was the wrong direction. You took it the opposite direction of where you need to take it. No one wants to play as Fox on foot unless you're playing as Smash Fox and like fucking Foxfire blowing your way through people.
But yeah, it was one of those that I just happened to think about that, and it's like, you know, really Assault's not the problem in the post 64 Star Fox games.
No. Yeah, I have literally thought about like a pitch for like a new Star Fox game that is just like Crystal is your new character coming into a Star Fox crew that is not really like divided, but like not where we normally see them, and like kind of trying to figure out like Falco is in between like staying in Star Fox and leaving and going like starting up his own team with Cat. Fox is not feeling his leadership role. Like, he's not actually going to do it, but like that's where he is because we want it's kind of in my head let's tease the things that people don't like and then not do them. So we can go, yes, we know you don't like this. We're not doing it. That's the point.
Yeah, but that's you tread so hard on that line of if you throw that kind of an idea, you have to wonder, should you attempt to do that to expand the universe or not?
Yeah.
Because sure, you could do it in a sense where Falco decides that he's too good for Star Fox and decides he wants to be just the complete jerk that he can act like.
Mm-hmm.
And then we fall right into the trap of what's already happened.
Yeah.
Or you could get it to the point where Fox sees that Falco might be having to hold back because of being part of Star Fox, and he tells him to go ahead. Which could be another alternative, where they leave on good terms, and you have the ability to, at some game, at some point down the line, have an 8-person team.
Yeah. But I feel like that's a game 2 idea. Like, you put that in the pocket for later. Because you want to build a series out of this. So, like, take that idea, put it in the pocket. Like, have Cat still be in the background, being someone. But maybe, like, hey, we got these 2 other characters from Star Fox 2 that people now know about because of the SNES classic. Maybe we kind of quietly put them in the background of our first game, so that people know they exist. That way, come 2 around, oh look, there's 2 more pilots. Oh look, Falco might be heading off to go join, like, make his own team because X, Y, or Z reason. Oh look, there's 3 pilots right there. Oh look, we have 8 characters. And we didn't have to create a new one out of nowhere because it's all right there. Again, that's me going, all right, what do we have? What do we not have to create new? What do we already have at our disposal to just do what we want with? So we're not spending assets and resources on shit we don't need. Although, that will be weird because it will be Falco on a team with 3 girls. Yeah, that would be weird. Would that be that bad?
Depends.
Because I just thought about it, I was like, fuck, they're both girls. Shit, it'd be Falco leading a team of him and 3 girls. I don't know if that would be that good. I don't know. Like, that's what I thought about. It's just like, where can we do this? Like, there's a really good idea right here. If you just not do what you've been doing with Star Fox and just take it back to basics and just go, all right, what do we have? Let's just use this and use it in the most like reasonable locations. But anyway, back to the Direct. Dead by Daylight got an advertisement. It's coming to Switch, or already on Switch. I don't remember which. Daemon X Machina got a... Yeah, Daemon X Machina got a demo. I didn't care for it when I played it. I didn't like the movement in it. The AI seemed a little too aggressive for the movement being a bit too sluggish.
I've got it downloaded, but I've not tried it yet.
I kind of didn't care for it. I wish the movement was a lot faster. Grid Autosport is coming to the Switch this summer. Captain Marvel was shown off for Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. You, me, and like 12 other people are probably the only people excited for this. Because we're the only ones that go, yes, Ultimate Alliance 3, finally, hell yeah!
However, it being on the Switch, that might help it.
Yeah, and online multiplayer.
Okay, it being on the Switch might help it.
Yeah, online multiplayer.
I'll reiterate that first part because, Nintendo and online multiplayer, that doesn't necessarily go good together.
It'll be fine, I hope. Anyway.
Maybe.
Oninaki from Square Enix was shown off, and it looked pretty neat for a not Final Fantasy RPG from Square Enix. I kind of dug the look of it and the idea of it, of you like going between life and death and like helping like people reincarnate and go through the cycle. I like the look of it. It looked neat. I like that you're just recruiting a bunch of ghosts to help you out. Do you have any thoughts on it?
No, not really, no.
Alright. Ken, Daisy, and Young Link Amiibo are coming this April. Dragon Quest Builders 2 comes out in July on Switch. Rune Factory 4 Special and Rune Factory 5 are both on the way to the Switch. Bloodstained Ritual Night is coming this summer. I think it has a final release date now. You think? Nope, summer. No specific release date just yet. We are close. I'm actually interested in Bloodstained. The only Castlevania game I played was the one that's on Xbox Live that you play with like 3 other people. Kind of dungeon crawlery. I don't remember the name of it. It's Castlevania HD, I think, is the shorthand version of it. I don't remember what the HD stands for.
I don't know right offhand, actually.
Yep. Platinum's still working on Bayonetta 3. Undertale's sequel, prequel thing. Toby Fox's other game, Deltarune Part 1's coming to the Switch in February, and it's free. So, there you go, folks. And finally, Unravel 2 is coming to the eShop in March. And that should be everything. Chocobo's Mystery Dungeon this is also coming to Switch. I don't think it got a release date, though. Believe that's it. That is everything at the Direct. So what do you think of the Direct as a whole?
I thought it was a good one. Not exactly what I had in mind kind of deal, but it turned out better than I thought.
Yeah, I dug it overall. It had stuff I liked, and that's all I ever wanted out of a Direct. It's just, does it have things I like? And does it make me excited for them? Yes? Cool. That's a good Direct. Because Directs are often like, they have to hit a lot of different stuff in like 40 minutes. So as long as there's something there and they make it look cool, awesome. Any other thoughts?
No.
Alright, this past week, we got a bit of sad news in that Nintendo of America president Regie Fils-Aimé is retiring, and he will be succeeded by Doug Bowser, president of sales. Of course. But Reggie gave a really heartfelt message on Twitter, just thanking people for like just being them with him and giving him a lot of cool moments. So yeah, Reggie is stepping down in April and Doug is taking over, and someone has already done a mix together of the Bowser theme and the Doug theme from Nickelodeon. You can't. I couldn't really hear the Bowser theme, but I heard the Doug theme really well in it. But yeah, it's sad to see this, but he's retiring to go hang out with his family and his kids, and I say, cool, go be family man. Go be the dad. I do hope that he gets to have one last E3 appearance and the crowd gives him a thank you Reggie chant, because he deserves a thank you Reggie chant by a live crowd. As a wrestling fan, I demand that this moment happens, because I would like him to have that one last moment of this, because he's been a good president for Nintendo of America, and I think he's really helped Nintendo in a lot of ways, especially in the memeing category, because he has been a center of memes for so many years. But yeah, any other thoughts?
No.
Alright. And a bit of dumb news. Apparently a sealed copy of the original Super Mario Brothers sold for fucking 6 figures.
Game collecting's expensive, what can I say?
Yeah, over $100,000. $150 for this sealed copy of the original Super Mario Brothers. Is it funny that when Ty streamed earlier before we streamed, he showed a Home Shopping Network commercial where someone was trying to sell 9 Pokemon cards for like $1,000 and like 98 or something.
Wow.
And here's the thing, you want to guess which the starters, mind you, which starters it was?
Which?
The Johto ones. Not even the original 3. No, the Johto ones. And like half of them weren't even foils.
Oh, wow.
And the man spent 40 minutes trying to sell you on the fact that you needed to spend 3 installments of 33, 39, 90 something to fucking buy these 9 cards, because you will get your money back in time. And as it turns out, only one of those cards was like worth $60 now at its like mint braided shit scale. It was nonsense.
Well, you needed it.
No. I'm just like, wow, like, honestly, when it comes to collector stuff, you're better off doing your own independent research and actually finding out what something is worthwhile. Like, we have when we were cleaning out the closet yesterday, we've got a whole bunch of old Disney VHSs in like the plastic, like big case thing. I think it's the Diamond Collection or something along those lines. I looked into how much they were, like $60 to $200. Maybe, depending on the movie, if you can find a buyer for it. Because bear in mind, these are VHSs, and who the fuck wants VHSs anymore? Besides the 12 people in the world that collect this shit. So, yeah, it's one of those things of like, yes, it's a collector item, but here's the thing, and I love that someone brought it up. The things that go for stupid amounts of prices that are collector's items are there because nobody wanted it to start with. Like, Michael Jordan cards, the ones that are worth value are from when he wasn't popular and a major player. Fucking comics, the ones that are expensive are the ones nobody collected. And as someone who's a car fan, the Bear Jackson auction, which is a major car auction, the cars that go for millions of dollars, I can't even tell you what it is, because I don't even recognize the brand that the car is under, that just sold for like $5 million. because it's some super rare, super obscure car that only like 4 exist. That is how that works. Which is why I say, if you're collecting something, collect it for personal value, not for monetary, because chances are you'll never get that money back.
Very true.
Alright. And last up, you remember Skull and Bones, right?
Yeah.
It's getting a TV series! The game's not even out yet. We don't even have a release date for Skull and Bones, and it has not been seen for, I think, at least 2 years. And it's getting a TV series. Why?
Sure.
God damn it. Let's see. Atlas Entertainment, which is known for Dirty John and 12 Monkeys, is set to debut a TV series based off Skull and Crossbones before the game even comes out. Female-driven drama set in the lawless frontier of the Indian Ocean during the 1700s. Amanda Segal, executive producer of The Mist, will write and produce, and the pilot episode with the help of Atlas's Andy Hortz, Richard Suckle, and Robert Emden. And nothing on a release date. I guess they'll be on Syfy. From the looks of it, I assume Syfy. If it's somebody with 12 monkeys attached to their name, yeah, it'll be on Syfy.
You mean sci-fi?
No, Syfy. Look at how it's spelled. That's not a typo. That is not a typo, by the way. No, they changed from sci-fi to Syfy. It's supposed to be sci-fi, but I refuse to call it sci-fi. It's Syfy. Especially because I believe this changeover happened when WWE ECW was on it, and they wanted fucking a zombie to wrestle The Undertaker. No joke. And in fact, in one of the first, it is the first episode of the ECW. A zombie got hit in the head by a kendo stick by the Sandman. Because it was on Sci-Fi. WWE ECW is kind of a not good product, and really a showcase of this is why I'm not surprised when a company is spiteful and kind of a jackass. Because I can imagine this Vince McMahon here is someone who don't give a fuck and does not mind being a blatant asshole and giving no shits about it. Over here is someone who tries to hide behind that, but is still just as much as an asshole as he is. Because that's what happens when you have a shit ton of money and no shits to give anymore. And you are 60 fucking years old. You also have a son that does a shooting star press that I just saw it happen, and I just go, Shane, no. Shane, please God land this. Please do not do what Brock Lesnar almost did and break his goddamn neck doing this at WrestleMania. For those wondering, that's a backflip off a top rope and landing into a splash. Landing on your belly on your opponent. 55-year-old man just did that on live television, and I'm like, no, you are a father. Stop this, please. You are too old to be doing this anymore, Shane. Stop it. But that's it for articles this week. Give us releases, and I need a drink first.
What? There can't be that many.
There's a bit. If I could even reach one without turning my headset that far.
Surely not. Yeah, there is a bigger list than I would expect.
Yep. And bear in mind, that's without me digging into the PC releases, which I've pretty much cut at this point.
That's okay. There'll be a point where we cut everything but major Switch releases too, I have a feeling.
To be fair, that's like half a list. Alright. Picking up on the 26th, we have 8-Bit Invaders for PlayStation 4, Aces of the Luftwaffe, Squadron for Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and Switch, Child of Light Ultimate Edition, and Valiant Hearts The Great War Double Pack for Switch. Those are two really good games, if I believe. I'm trying to remember Child of Light, but I know Valiant Heart. I'm trying to remember what Child of Light was. That
like
game.
We've
Okay.
covered that before.
Yeah.
I can't place the game though right offhand.
I saw the artwork for Child of Light, and I'm like, yes, that one. I know that one. Alright. We also got Death Coming for PlayStation 4, Dirt Rally 2.0 Day 1 Edition for Xbox One and PlayStation 4, Fate Grand Order VR for PlayStation 4, Fractured Minds for Switch. I wish the fan could blow on me through the internet, to be honest.
I don't know why Discord's picking my mic up when OBS is refusing to.
I need to get a fan from Myra.
Fix it?
Yes.
By the way, said fan is actually my computer fan. How it was picking up in Discord's beyond me.
Your fan is louder than my fan.
Yeah.
I don't tend to hear my fan that often.
Oh, when I turn mine on, it's got two fans plus the video card has a fan.
Oh.
So, the first time I turned it on, I hear beep. I'm like, what the heck?
Starting a damn jet, apparently. I think I've only got the one fan in the back. Granted, I still have to get the zero code off the back to find out my whole warranty situation on it. Great.
I mean, at this point, I've kind of gotten used to it, but yeah.
Let's see. Fractured Minds for Switch, Honor and Duty, D-Day for PlayStation 4, Nier Automata, Game of the Yorha Edition for PlayStation 4, Pick-a-Pick Classics for PlayStation 4 and Vita, Rad Rogers Radical Edition for Switch, Remy Lore Lost Girl in the Lands of Lore for PlayStation 4, Sky Hill for Switch, Stellaris Console Edition for Xbox One and PlayStation 4, the Lego Movie 2 video game for Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and Switch, the Walking Vegetable Radical Edition for PlayStation 4, and Trials Rising for Xbox One and Switch.
Which there's an open beta for that. I think might be wrapping up right now. I can't remember how far it is, but it's actually pretty decent. I mean, it's a Trials game, so what do you expect? But, yeah.
Alright. On the 27th, we have Deponia Doomsday for PlayStation 4, The Lost Light of Sisu for Switch, War Tile for PlayStation 4, and Yonder, The Cloud Catcher Chronicles for Xbox One. On the 28th, we have Anodyne for Switch, Ape Out for Switch, Saloon for Switch, Blast Zone Tournament for PlayStation 4, Constructor Plus for Switch, Crash Dummy for Switch, Deltarune Chapter 1 for Switch, Fimble for Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and Switch, Johnny Turbo's Arcade Super Real Darwin for Switch, Monster Dynamite for Switch, My Girlfriend is a Mermaid for Switch, Ninja Village for Switch, Space Warrior Arena for Switch, Tekken 7 DLCs 8 and 9, Julia and Nigan for Xbox One and PlayStation 4, and Travis Strikes Again, No More Heroes, Additional Content, Volume 1, Black Dandelion for Switch, and Void for Switch. I don't know why the Travis Strikes Again DLC needs to be that fucking long in title.
Because
now, picking up on...
the longer, the better.
Apparently. On the 1st of March, we've got Awesome P for Xbox One, PlayStation 4, Vita, and Switch, Crash for PlayStation 4, Creepy Road for Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and Switch, Dead or Alive 6 for Xbox One and PlayStation 4, Doom and Destiny for PlayStation 4, Klondike Solitaire for Switch, Pirates Pinball for Switch, Shred 2 Freeride Mountain Biking for Switch, Summer Funland for PlayStation 4, Swords and Soldiers 2, Schwarmageddon for Switch, Tardy for Switch, The Arc Slinger for PlayStation 4, Toe Jam and Earl, Back in the Groove for Xbox One, PlayStation 4 and Switch, Treasure Stack for Xbox One and Switch, Vertigo Home for PlayStation 4. Alright, and picking up on the 2nd, we have Riddle Corpses EX for Switch. On the 3rd, we got Black Desert for Xbox One. On the 4th, we have Old Man's Journey for Xbox One. And on the 5th, we've got 12 is Better Than 6 for Switch, Attack of the Earthlings for Xbox One and PlayStation 4, Beat Cop for Switch, Darkest Hunter for Switch, Eternity and Last Unicorn for PlayStation 4, Left Alive for PlayStation 4, Move or Die for PlayStation 4, My Little Riding Champion for Switch, Pillar for Switch, RBI Baseball 19 for Xbox One and Switch, The Occupation for Xbox One and PlayStation 4, and Unknown Fate for Switch. And on the 7th, we have Braveland Trilogy for Switch, Ghoul Boy for Switch, Hard West for Switch, and Valley for Switch. That's that XCOM like Western game that's like $5 on Steam.
Which one?
Hard West.
Oh.
It's on my Steam wish list. It's like $5.
Well, now it can be on your Switch wish list.
For not $5. Because that is deeply discounted. It'll probably be on there for $20. And finally, on the 8th. Oh, wait. Yep, on the 8th. I thought I skipped the date. I did not. We've got Assault Android Cactus Plus for Switch, Devil May Cry 5 for Xbox One and PlayStation 4, and Path of Exiles Synthesis for Xbox One and PlayStation 4. And this brings us to Quick Draws, and I have a I don't hate Geo thing, kind of. It's like the one thing I like about Geo.
Oh, well.
Probably the only thing I like about Geo.
Probably.
And a brand new commercial for the Soto toy line. And the last second, they tease that they are doing the Another Rider suit. We get prototypes for another build, another X-Aid, another Fies, and another Gaim. No sign of another Wizard or the parts to maybe make another Fies into another Forze. But it will probably be a set in of its own off Premium Bandai. So you're paying a little extra for this set, but this is probably the only way you're getting the Another Rider suits. In toy form. Like, ever. Because Figuarts, which, for reference, that those that don't know the Soto line is, it's like a 3 3/4, 4-inch line, your candy toy line, where you get the figures and you kind of have to sticker them as necessary, because otherwise they're just made in whatever plastic. For example, the rabbit dragon you see on the right, those eyepieces are stickers. And it's the figure itself is in 2 halves. Like the gold bits are one half of the body and the silver bits are another half of the body that is pushed together. And also I forgot, Crossy Volt that you also see in the picture. Yeah, some of that stuff there are stickers. Some of the finer details on that suit, like the eyes and all the other details, yeah, those are stickers. Because it's probably molded in black. But yeah, Soto has been an extremely popular series since they've been doing X8 because they do everything. Like, you remember, shit, I forgot his name. Not Parad, the other guy from X8. What was his name? The other Bugster?
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not the only one. It's just like, fuck, what was his name? Graphite.
Yeah.
They did all 3 of his forms in Soto as a set. For those that watch X8, it might go, wait, he had 3 forms? Yes, he had 3 forms. It was all the same suit in different colorations of the suit, but yes, they did all 3 forms. They did every version of Chronos, including Gemdeus Chronos. They did Right Player Nico. For Build, they did every single best match that was in the series. And they even did the Dr. Gamer one that you only see for 5 seconds in Heisei Generations.
We're sorry.
Before it transforms into the X8 suit.
If you have any questions, please check the forum.
Yeah, they did that. Because, fuck it. They did, like, the minions for the Bugsters for X8. Like, let me pull up the Soto wiki. If I can spell Soto. To kind of give you an idea of, like, how much they do. Because they are like, we do everything. And they do everything. Because they don't give a fuck. Because they bring in a lot of money for what is kind of a very, like, cheap budget line. And bear in mind, they've only been around since X8, so they've only been around since the last 3 years of this toy line. They pretty much did all of X8's forms, including the one from the X8 movie. They even did They did even the gamer form, the game forms from the YouTube special. So Pac-Man Gamer, for Famitza, and the Xevious shooting game. They did all 3 of those. They did True Brave. They did the Savari Gamer for Brave. From the club special. That's a repaint of the Dragonite Hunter suit. They even did for the Telebikun special, the X8 Double Fight Gamer level 39. That is a repaint of the Pac-Man suit. They did all of the Genom forms. They did every single rider suit from X8, including the ninja players in Fuma from the movie. Like, they did every suit. There is not a single rider suit from X8 they did not do. I think the only thing they missed in Build were the toy exclusive best matches. In terms of Build stuff. Otherwise, they did everything. They did the Hell Bros. They did they did several Guardians, or they did a set of Guardians that you could paint up into any version of the Guardian you wanted. They did all versions of a Volt. They even gave you head options for a couple different hazard forms. So Hawk Gatling and Train Pirate Russia. They give you head options for those. They even did Shark Bike from the 7 Best Match special. They did Hard Guardians. They did Bikaiser. They even did the Nebula Hells Bros from 7 Best Matches. They did Blood. They did Cross Build. They've even done Grease Blizzard. And as you saw that they're doing like the rest of the X8s or the rest of the Build stuff to polish that off. They even did the wings for Mad Rouge, or for Rouge and Mad Rouge. The wings he has like twice in the series.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did the wings. So you can slap the wings on Rouge or Mad Rouge or like Rider Rouge if you so desire. They even did Prime Rouge from the fucking Television special. There's a Prime Rouge Soto figure they did. They've done everything. Like, they've done every single, like, they've done every ride armor for Geo. Even ones that haven't appeared in series, like the Akito one, the Regie one, the Fies one, all of them, those are done. So, like, every Heisei rider, I believe, is represented in rider armor form in the Geo line. They're even doing, they even did the Time Majin. Just because they fucking could. And they're doing Omageo. They've done all of Waz's forms, but yeah, now they're doing the another riders, and I hope they do all of them because that probably be the one thing I collect from these. That and probably the future riders, because they're also doing them in this toy line too. By the way, all three of them. So you get Shinobi, Quiz, and Kikai, probably in a set all their own. With who knows what with them. And like I said, you will probably never see these in another toy line from Ryder because Figure-Arts would have to be stupidly popular to even remotely come close to maybe doing those. And the closest the toy line ever got to being stupidly popular that they did everything in was Double, which was years ago at this point. And even though it's an SIC aesthetic, SIC will not touch anything Geo related for like 3 years because they are like 3 years behind the current series with their material. And that's just how they operate. Like, we are just now going to get SIC Ghost.
Wow.
And an SIC Forze to fill in the gap. But they take a few years to do their work because they're like of a taller scale and they're more like how the other riders are in terms of aesthetic, but like they're less monstrous and more cleaner, kind of. It's hard to describe an SIC aesthetic without just having a picture of an SIC figure going like, this is what they do to a design. Because they're really detailed and mushy. Hang on. Let me just grab this. It'll help somewhat. I would just like the photo, actually. There it is in chat. Well, Discord chat. That's Gaim. SIC Gaim.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah. Like, you can see, like, the other riders are, like, a step beyond the SIC aesthetic, which somebody was arguing that it would cut into SIC's budget or, like, profits, but I'm like, SIC is, like, a 8-inch toy line figure, and these are, like, 4-inch. The cross-section here doesn't exist, if it really even does to start with. I wouldn't worry about that too much. Plus, SIC is rebooting themselves and kind of, I guess, going in new direction design-wise and stuff. So they're doing Forze, Ghost, and I think a Ryuki right now is what they're developing at the moment. And those may not be out for, like, till later this year. But, like, Soto will probably be the only place you see these. So if you like Geo, you 14 people, you really like Geo and want to get figures for it, I highly encourage you to check out Soto, because it will probably be the one place where you can get all of the rider armors and all of the other riders most likely in the future, potentially, if the other rider set sells, which I'll probably buy it, and I'll probably buy the future rider ones just to buy the one things I like about Geo and break my rule of only buying stuff for the shows I like, even though I hate Geo. Which, by the way, while we were streaming, or like before we streamed, I forgot to give you the picture for the full look of Gates Revive. how do you feel about being a bit disappointed?
Just a bit.
A little bit.
Hold on.
Not what you were expecting, is it?
What is the deal with them forgetting like half the suit?
Yeah, I just look at the bottom half and I'm like, where's the color? Like, all the colors up here and there's no more color. This needs more color. Or like, more black. I almost wish it was all black like Hazard, and the only thing that was colored was the helmet.
And really with Hazard, it was only the eyepieces.
Yeah. This, not so much.
Yeah. But I mean, it's pretty much the exact same statement that I had about the another Geo suit. It's like, where's the bottom half? I mean, come on, guys. I get that we're having to probably scrape the bottom of the barrel because the another riders probably ate a lot of budget. But really? We can't kit bash some of the another rider suits just to make some of these look a little better?
Now that I think about it, if we could get another drive, we would have the entire second half of the Heisei era as another rider. Can we get another drive at some point? Just so I can say, oh, all the shows I like besides Kugan Agito have another rider suits.
Which, I mean, they could do it.
Mm-hmm.
Because it would effectively fall under the same kind of concept that another Ghost had to.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's doable.
Also, for reference, the only other scan we got from the magazine scan so far is Black Wall is transforming into the Kamen Rider Wall, or at least he has the driver in the watch, and Tsukasa is in the police uniform. That might be episode 2 police uniform. I would have to go back and look at that episode to check to see if it's the same uniform. I don't think it is. But it might be a reference, because episode listings say we're going back to 2009, which would put it there, but meh.
So, if that's the case, we're treading into some tricky territory then.
We're already in that territory because as of the end of week's episode of Geo, another Geo Ride Watch has been created off screen by Schwartz.
Well, the reason I'm more kind of saying that is because, okay, we could write the fact that they dimension hopped because the time machines travel space and time. Meaning they could effectively drop wherever Decade is.
Yeah.
The issue with that is, if they tried to play that off as anything but him actually being in AR Kuga's world, then we have a problem.
It could be AR Agito's world. That's kind of essentially the same world according to Decade.
Okay. Fine. Sure.
Technically speaking, they were identical worlds.
Yeah.
Because that was the plot of that episode.
But, yeah. We still run into that problem if they treat it as that's the actual writer's world.
If we treat this as original Kuga's world, I'm just gonna laugh, because I'm just like, oh my god. But honestly, like, with this another Geo being in play and Geo still being around, I'm just like, I'm done. I don't care anymore. You obviously don't give a shit about your own fucking rules and internal continuity. I don't care anymore. I don't know where this watch came from, and I'm pretty sure you will never explain where the fuck this watch came from.
Well, okay. Here's the issue, though. The Day of Oma either gives birth to White Waz's path of Gates Revive being the victor, or Black Waz's path of Oma Geo's creation.
Right.
So, the Another Geo Ride Watch can only come from one timeline, aka the one that we thought we were traveling this entire show.
So, he just went and stole Another Geo's timeline, essentially, to create the Geo Ride Watch.
No. The issue comes from what we said. They are completely breaking their own rules.
Yeah.
Because by activating the Ride Watch, because we know the creation of it isn't necessarily what does it. It's the initial activation.
Mm-hmm.
So by activating that Ride Watch, the entire show goes poof.
Not only does the entire show go poof, but you create a paradox because the Ride Watch gets rid of the villain faction, which the villain faction are the Time Jackers. And if the Time Jackers are the ones who created the Ride Watch to start with, it gets rid of them. But that means the Ride Watch never got created. And then it just cycles around in the paradox of just, we fucked Time so hard. Time needs to bitch slap somebody in this fucking show at this point. Because I don't even.
And also makes me really question why we had to make it a point to, in build merge the universes back. It was far better the other way. Because then we could just screw up a universe and say, oh, well, that's it.
I don't think New Universe even acknowledges Geo. Because it's out right now, and apparently some subgroups subbed it, but apparently it's not a good subgroup because it's not one of the usual subgroups.
Just because it's not one of the usual doesn't mean that it's not a good one.
The guy admitted there were several typos and I believe probably mistranslations.
That would make it.
Because when I tried to find it, I couldn't find it. So I don't even know where he found it to start with. Which makes me extremely suspect of the subs of it. So I'm like, I'll wait for DVD Honda Overtime or whoever to fucking sub it at this point. I don't mind waiting on this. Because it'll probably be the one good writer thing I watched that's new recently. Because, oh boy, is it not going to be anything Geo related. Boy.
Like, so far, every rule that Geo's broke, they've done it in a way where it's like, okay, well, we'll just write that off. This would be that level of nope. Because, oh my god, How do you manage to break your own show? And I swear to God, if they try to say that another Geo and Geo can exist because of the Geo 2 Ride Watch that technically shouldn't exist in the Oma Geo timeline, I swear. I swear that might be the point.
I can't wait for them to say something timeline immunity, and I'm like, fuck you, Ditto has timeline immunity anyway, and you fucking fuck it, I don't care.
To be fair, the Geo 2 Ride Watch I don't think was supposed to exist.
Granted, I don't even understand how it exists to start with, outside of Sogo got the other half from a mirror world because his mirror world self had it on him.
That's kind of why I'm thinking it wasn't supposed to exist. Because Waz completely had the watch and gave it to him. So it's like, yeah, that watch should have worked on its own.
Apparently not.
Oh, I feel like it might. But because of the convoluted mess that Sogo went through. Because, reasons. I swear that's what most of the show is.
Pretty much.
It's one of those, it's like, yeah, I feel like they're going to say the Geo 2 Ride Watch wasn't supposed to exist in the Oma Geo timeline. Meaning this another Geo Ride Watch could coexist. And I feel like that's going to be what the thing is.
It's like, so just because of this Ride Watch, you don't get to suffer the effects of what has been inflicted upon every other rider, or will be affected upon it because
no,
I don't
you know what it's going to be? You know what it's going to be?
What?
Because the Geo 2 Ride Watch can let him travel through any point in time, he technically can still exist outside of that.
Well, apparently it can, because he apparently can travel as 2121 in Kikai, because I don't think he's dreaming, I think he's actually transporting himself through time.
And if that's the case, he's not just traveling through time.
Yeah.
He's technically traveling through timelines.
Yeah. Also, when I was watching the back half of the episode this week, because I ended up watching it raw, somebody said that Sogo creates the Kikai timeline? Supposedly?
But... okay, maybe. I might could see that, because if we are traveling down a path that isn't the Oma Geo or Gates Revive concept, then sure.
Oh, I also loved how someone on Togadation tried to explain how the villains from the Kikai one are somehow involved in the plot of the main show and puppeteering. And does anyone remember the fact that Oma Geo doesn't even supposed to exist in this timeline? That was the problem with what I was reading to start with, and I was just like, Oma Geo doesn't exist in this timeline anyway. I don't care.
Because regardless of where the Kikai timeline comes from, it can't coexist with Oma Geo.
Yeah.
Because regardless, whether this is the case of the extreme good or extreme bad thing happens, or it is from White Waz's timeline, it's not gonna matter, because neither of those would be with Oma Geo.
Yeah. It was more or less something. Omagio's not the true bad guy. It's these fucking robot people from 2121. They're related to the Daimajins that everyone's kind of forgotten about, apparently. I hope someone remembers them, because Day of Hope is coming. They're supposed to be there for that day. Let's not forget, that's a plot point in the show.
But, by the way, the only statement I agree with on that is Omagio's not the main bad guy.
Probably.
Because I'm still feeling like Omagio's gonna be the probably now at this point another Geo.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Let's see, what else about it? Oh yeah, the Tsukiyomi is a robot. Which apparently is supposed to explain her heel turn this week. Which I think from, like, what I saw from this week's episode, I think White Waz is controlling her. Because Book can do whatever the fuck the writers want, so Book can mind control her. Which, if it can work on her, why doesn't he use it on Gates? Or Sogo?
Or I was going to say,
Time Jacker?
Here you go, use it on Sogo and just end the whole problem.
Use it on Sogo, have him walk off a cliff. Oh look, you're done. Does it not? Well, why don't you use it on Time Jacker? You don't like them any. Why are you just using it on Tsukiyomi?
Yeah.
Is it because we have nothing for her, so we need her to do something for these 2 episodes besides nothing?
Because, I mean, you know, he's shown the book can affect any of them. He could just write in his book, Sogo destroyed his belt, and there you go. Problem solved.
That won't work. Black Waz will she'll just show up with another one.
Okay, well then he destroys the watch. There you go. Problem solved.
Problem. Black Waz probably also has a copy of that one too. He's probably just got a store.
Okay, then here you go. Destroys belt and or watch and sends Black Waz back to his original time.
How about he just kills Black Waz and then destroys his stuff?
Kill Sogo and then destroy the stuff.
Okay. I just looked at the explanation. I was just like, no, none of the shit's gonna be this. Outside of her being mind controlled, I don't know why Tsukiyomi heel turned and went from let's try to redeem Sogo to fuck it, let's kill him. Like,
well,
I don't.
They kind
really
of played that from the Geo2 Red Watch creation, though.
Right, but why is she teaming up with the villain to do it? With the clear villain, who, by the way, the Kikai Mirai Red Watch, guess what one of its special powers is?
What?
Mind control random civilians so he can use them to attack the another rider. Because that's totally not villain material. Literally, mind control random civilians to attack another Kikai. Just, oh my god. Of all the people you could team up with, why are you not teaming up with the Waz you know?
Because he wants Omagio's success.
Why don't you backstab him for that then? Just team up with him to just be like, fuck it, let's bring him together. So you can just backstab him and make sure Gates can kill him. That seems like the more sensible option than team up with the clear villain who has ulterior motive. And jackasses that you don't like to start with. Or better yet, why aren't you working with the person you like to start with? Because you both had this conversation. Like, why is... There's more logical conclusions than teaming up with bad guy or bad guy or bad guy. You have Gate. Talk him out. Talk this out with him. Because that's what you do, Tsukiyomi, is you talk with people. Because that's your character. But apparently that's not the case anymore. You heel turn off screen, and now you're teamed up with White Walls. God, fuck this show. I think I'm gonna finish out this Kikai arc, and I'm like, I'm still not gonna watch an episode for a while unless there's a really good reason for me to watch next week's episode.
Like I said, I think if it comes down to another Geo and Geo can coexist because the Geo 2 Rad Watch, I'm done. I feel like at that point I'm done because it's like, nope.
What if they never explain it?
Then more than likely I'll probably just keep on until they do.
I think this arc's 3 episodes, so you might be waiting 3 weeks for an explanation. Anyway, anything else?
Nope.
Alright, in 2 weeks we'll be back with more news and stuff, but between now and then, we got a bonus stream of Fortnite. Me probably doing random SNES stuff since I'm taking a break from the longer form stuff for a while. Tommy?
You kind of cut out.
Oh, do you have anything on the table? Next couple weeks?
Not directly.
Outside
of the Ocarina stuff. So.
Yeah, Ocarina, Rampant Gaming next week. So, we'll see you in 2 weeks then, folks.